Hi, my name's Damon, and this is Thorin. And this is the Table 18 podcast.
Hey guys, welcome.
In the motherfucking house.
In the motherfucking house. So here we are, dude. You're back.
I'm back. Yeah, traveling the world.
Do you want to tell us about it, or you got any fucking fun?
It was lame. Don't ever travel the world.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. I went to Taiwan, Vietnam, and Manila, to the Philippines. And I mixed work with pleasure, as I tend to do. And, you know, I saw a bunch of cool stuff, saw some Vietnam War stuff, or as they call it, the American War.
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
they hosted.
They hosted.
And, yeah, and it was just a lot of interesting insights on the world. And, every government does some good things. Every government does some bad things. People find a way to get along in spite of it all. The food
Somehow.
was amazing. Right. So, I know.
That's the craziest thing. Yeah. Despite.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, we're going through a lot, in our country right now. But what I see all over the world is places that have been through far worse.
Sure.
And find a way to get along and enjoy each other's company. What you don't see is as many mixed cultures. Like when you're in Vietnam, it's going to mostly be Vietnamese
It's
people.
pretty homogeneous.
And here, like, somehow we managed to get along in spite of the fact that we're, like, from everywhere, literally from everywhere.
And I think that's probably a lot of the problem. Well, not a lot of, but that's definitely adds to the problem.
It's an issue, yeah.
Yeah, and it's because people just don't want to understand other people. They don't want to take the time to.
Yeah.
Or it's hard, or it's scary, or it's not how they were. For sure.
But anyway, yeah, it was super fun, and I got some work done on our secret project. Wink, wink.
The secret project coming soon.
And it was awesome.
Dope, dude, dope. Well, so we have a number of episodes out at this point. If I may hop in real quick, we got a number of episodes, and we've gotten a lot of really good feedback, a lot of love, and it's been great. It's been a really interesting exercise.
Yeah.
That first round was like, it was a bit of a nail biter, right? Like, we had some times where we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We had to have some conversation. We had to figure some stuff out, and
just fear of putting yourself out there like that.
Well, that's always that's a major thing, and it was a learning curve, right? Mm-hmm. So now here we are. We're going to do the second round, and one of the things that has been brought up a couple of times to me from that first round of critiques, or whatever critique, like I said, critique and compliments and all kinds of shit, but is who we are. And a little bit about ourselves. And we talked about it, and we figured, hey, maybe we should just do a little interview episode, or episodes, depending on how it goes, where we ask each other a couple of questions.
Well, we got ourselves a couple of stories,
We do. Yeah. But yeah, and how this goes, right?
Yeah.
Like, because we both are podcast guys,
right.
And sometimes you hear people talking, and you're like, who the fuck are these guys, right? Like,
sure, yeah.
Where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Like, they got good stuff they're saying, but like, why should I care?
Right. Yeah.
Right. And we're gonna do. That's it. That was the drag. Let's do an episode and give a little context. That way, when we get into some interviews, which we have some rad interviews coming up that I think people are going to really love.
Yep.
And some more one-shot episodes with you and I. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That was my take.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess in the spirit of that, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go.
Oh, please.
Yeah. Well, what I learned a long time ago is that the first one usually gets away with it. So questions for Thorin.
Oh.
What was childhood like, and how did moving across the country change you?
So it's funny. I've thought, full disclosure, I got these questions last night, and so I could peruse them a little bit. I am a very Northwest person. Mm-hmm. I lived here when I was, I think I was like 6 months to like almost 3 years old, and then we moved to the middle of the country. And my parents split up when I was 8, and I moved back here to the Northwest. And there's some shit that happened to me as a kid, whatever that we'll get into, like just traumatic shit. Just everybody had a traumatic childhood. It's just the way it was.
Not everybody
Well,
did.
in our
really.
generation, a lot of people.
I mean, a lot of us did. Yeah. A lot of people we know. Yeah.
Fucking wild childhoods, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
which if we sat down, we could have a wild childhood off. Like,
Yeah, we could have a contest. See who
have a
wins.
contest. But for whatever reason, not that it was like super well, maybe obviously it was life changing, but not that it was like the end of the world type of trauma. But I don't remember a lot.
Yeah, same.
I just don't remember a lot before a time, and that's my 8th birthday.
Yeah.
I was part of a nuclear family, you know, and everything seemed good and well in the world. And then 3 days after my 8th birthday, I was back here from the middle of the country. And that's almost like when my life started to me, right? It feels like that was day one.
That's an age where things tend to wake up kind of a little, or start to, I think.
Well, and I think a lot about that. You're absolutely right. I think a lot about that in dealing with my youngest son, who's 7.
Right.
And I'm like, if something were to happen to me tomorrow, how much of this would he retain?
Right.
Which I think I can touch upon that in a later question.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So are we on to question?
Yeah, on
we're
to question two, I think.
Let's see here. At what age did you realize or decide that you were going to make trouble?
So we talked about this before the show, and I was gonna dovetail what my childhood was like into this question. So my childhood was pretty wild. Around 8, I moved into low income housing with my mom, Section 8 housing. And
I mean, did you have like a crew of kids you were running
100%,
with?
100%.
You know,
and some of those people,
were you guys throwing rocks off of bridges at cars, or were you doing like what kind of like buffoonery?
It was the standard buffoonery.
The standard. Well, the standard
time.
is that's a moving target depending on who you're talking to.
So here's some.
What's our standard? Here?
Okay, so here's some context.
Okay.
I remember long days, BMX bikes, stealing shit, ripping Mercedes emblems off of cars and wearing them.
Light vandalism.
There was that type smoking cigarettes.
Smoking cigarettes.
I remember smoking my first couple cigarettes when I was around 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling like I was getting away with something.
Yeah.
I felt like I was fucking to the law.
So already that like
it was there.
Like, the enjoyment of getting away with shit.
Okay, so here's my answer to this question.
Oh, okay.
When I decided to be bad, I don't know that it was a decision to be bad.
Right.
I decided to be dangerous.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
And I wrote a story about this. Here's a shameless plug that hopefully people will get to read and print at some point. But there's a short story about this. And I remember my mom wasn't around. She had to work.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was a latchkey kid in a single mom household. Yeah. And I remember there was a Kmart across the street from our apartment complex. And we went over there, me and my little hoodlum buddies, and I had a fucking dirty face and a fucking rat tail. And just, I was all of the 80s kid that you could be. And
all I can think of is the popcorn machines in the Kmart's.
Oh, dude.
I can. When you say Kmart, I smell popcorn.
The popcorn machines.
Yeah.
You know, Kmart had a pretty banging like little cafeteria.
Yeah.
In its time,
dope.
it was dope. It like, you know, they had like the slushies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember going to the tape section. The tape and CDs were out at that time, but they were just new shit.
Right.
This was 87.
Right.
I remember going to the tape section and I remember seeing the cover of this album, and it was a fucking cross and it had skull faces on it. And I was like, this is and I stole it.
Yeah.
And it was Guns N' Roses.
I already know.
Appetite for Destruction.
Fuck yeah.
And I went and I listened to that fucking album.
Yeah, man.
On repeat. And I remember with all of the visual input that I was getting from MTV, because we were raised on MTV.
Yeah.
Right? So like all of the visual input of that time and all of it was Bad Boy, it was Dangerous, it was that, and these guys were the apex. And I remember going, I can fucking be this, right? And I remember Danger being sexy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what the fuck that meant at the time. I couldn't, like, I can as an adult put
Yeah.
words on it, but I remember that it made me feel a certain way and I wanted to aspire towards that. And
Yeah.
so that a lot of shit in my life has always been informed by what music I'm intaking at the time.
No, my moment like that was Van Halen 10 years earlier,
Perfect.
but exactly the same.
You're just like, fuck, dude. Like this is edgy. This is everything that I love.
I want to grow in this direction.
Yeah, 100%. And I did. And then it was that until the next big major shift in the world was motherfucking Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Yeah.
And that's when I went from wanting to be dangerous to performatively being dangerous and being trouble.
Yeah.
Like that album changed the landscape of reality.
Goal achieved.
It's everything that I wanted to be. And I didn't know it. I didn't know how to articulate it at the time.
No. When you have that realization, like mine was the bad Jehovah's Witness kids, I almost never got to hang out with other kids.
Sure.
But this day I did. And these kids were like, this is probably too heavy for you. And they put in like Van Halen.
And you were like...
And I was like, first of all, I was like, the fuck it is.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is too heavy for me. And
you don't know me.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
And I heard it and like just something woke up inside.
So that was it, man. It dropped, you know, like nothing... In my life, there hasn't been a cultural explosion again.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of them, and I've been part of quite a few of them too.
Yeah.
Quite like Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
I agree 100%.
Like it just, the whole map topography of fucking culture was changed in like 2 months. Everybody was a gang member. Everybody would shoot you. And they would, and they were like, the dangerous ones were the ones that wanted to be dangerous.
Oh yeah, totally.
It was fucking, dude. They would, and not that they would shoot you in like a John Wick type. It was more like a Barney Fife, like,
whoa, this thing went off.
You know, like Keystone.
Nobody showed me how to use this thing. I've just been carrying it in my pants.
Accidentally, totally. Cheddar Bob themselves.
Cheddar Bob.
It was a wild time, and like. For me, and I think this puts a nice point on it, like, my life got fucking pretty twisted around 12, where I made the decision I made the decision to start running away from home and leaving home because my home situation wasn't good.
Right around 12?
Right around 12.
Wow, same.
And then I stayed away.
Yeah.
And I would come back when the police would bring me back, and I would stay there for a month or two, and I would fucking split again. And I was a street kid, and I lived on the street, and I did whatever I needed to do to survive. And I was trouble. And survival, a lot of times, when you don't have the power to leverage, as a 13-year-old, you don't have much power to leverage.
No.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Is how you're going to survive.
Oh, yeah.
Problems is how you're going to survive, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not going to get a job at Safeway and get an apartment.
No, not at all. You got to do what you got to do.
All your options are bad.
All your options are bad. And that really informed who I became. And like, honestly, it went on way longer than it needed to in my life. That shit attitude followed me well into my 30s, and I had to do a lot of work on changing that person. But that's what I had. Yeah. So the conscious choice to be, it was Appetite for Destruction. And then Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Question number 3 is, how does your family history impact how you handle your current family?
You know, I think I would have answered that question really different 3 years ago. And then I think I would have answered it even more different 3 years before that. And then, 3 years before that.
Yeah, I can imagine asking you this, the hurricane 20 years ago.
Well,
You'd be like, next question.
That dude wouldn't even know, like, but I think it has evolved. Like, I say that if I were to have answered that question 3 years ago, as I'm getting older and as I'm getting more comfortable being a parent, because I have older children and then I have younger children.
Right.
I have 2 sets of kids, and I was there for the very beginning of my older children's life. And then I was out in the wind, and their mother split and did what she had to do, and I just wasn't in their life. And I have had the good fortune of mending that as an adult.
Yeah.
So I have adult children that I have adult relationships with.
Right.
And then I have younger children who I have a full-time relationship with. And then I mix all of that with the chip I had on my shoulder towards my parents and how they fell short. And I think that I did different from my children to be better than my parents. And I still stand by that, but I think I did it for the wrong reasons now. I think that I wasn't allowing my parents the grace that they deserved to be human and fallible. I still don't, in a lot of ways, think that they necessarily showed up as the best that they could.
Right.
Or maybe as an ideal.
Right.
But they did as the best they could.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But that information is still information.
Right.
So it's like, how do I raise my children to not have to relive my shitty childhood?
Right.
And that's something that I think a lot of people from our generation, like, the best way to explain it is my wife and I one day just happened to randomly come to the same conclusion at the same time as like a weird God shot. And we were lecturing our kid about something, and we walked into the bedroom independent of each other.
Yeah.
And we both like, hey, I need to talk to you for a second. And then we both just kind of mutually agreed, we need to stop going, well, when I was a kid, we would get our face punched up, right? Like, that kid is never going to understand that experience because you haven't provided that experience. They shouldn't have to. The whole point of this is for them not to have that experience.
Right, yeah.
So you don't then get to, poke at them and lord it over their head that they're not having a traumatic experience.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just let them have their soft ass childhood. And that's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
For me, it has informed me that shitty parents often become amazing grandparents. And I've got to watch that cycle.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And also, it has taught me that I want to have a life and the ability to build a life so my kids can be soft Nepo babies.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that sounds shitty, but like it.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you're doing an amazing job and you're raising really cool kids.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And I don't just like kids because they're kids.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
For sure.
If the kid's cool, they're cool. If they're not, they're a dick.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you're an asshole. Like, I don't really feel like dealing with you.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I really appreciate that. First of all, thank you. And a lot of that, I would be remiss. A lot of that heavy lifting and the honor of that heavy lifting goes to my wife.
For sure.
Like I am not a great dad. I am a pretty good dad. I aspire to be. We all have those friends who, when they talk about their dad, they're like, my dad was the motherfucking man. Top G, top of the line, does not get better, salt of the earth, best man on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Those are the reviews I want for my children.
I bet that they'll give them.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so that's my whole aspiration for having kids.
Cool. Well, that's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Let's see here. Number 4. What are the 2 or 3 things that matter the most to you?
I think this is going to be a weird answer.
That would be shocking.
My bottom means the world to me. And what I mean, for those people who might not understand what exactly I'm trying to say, and I think you obviously get it, but for me, one of the most important things and one of the things that mean the most and I cherish the most is my time in prison and my time at the bottom of reality and hitting a spiritual bottom And for a lot of reasons.
Bottom of Reality just sounds like an album title.
Sure. Yeah. Like a 70s fucking Black Sabbath album.
Right.
Like a Ronnie James.
Yeah.
Fucking. But for me, is like, I know where I can be. I know where I can go. I know how deep this gets. I don't think a lot of people in reality get that.
Right.
And I would be a fool not to cherish that.
Mm-hmm.
I would be a fool not to take that ultimate loss and have it as a totem that I carry with myself to understand who I don't want to be and how I don't want this to get.
Well, your capacity to bounce back can only be measured against the depths that you fell to.
100%. So I do. I cherish. My bottom is very important to me. The depths to which we fall as people, and everything that comes along with it. And I'll wrap this in a little bow. But like everything that comes along with it is like the shame, the embarrassment, the guilt, the fear. All of that stuff is healthy as long as you regard it as such, and you don't live in it and you don't wallow in it. And you can study it and look at it and understand, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I don't want to go in that place anymore. Yeah. I think is very healthy. At least it has been for me. And then, my family is very important to me. And my family are my friends as well.
Right.
But not like every one of my friends. It's like, for me, I have family and I have acquaintances.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really, like, a friend is like, if you've made it to the friend, you're probably family. If not, you should consider yourself an acquaintance, right?
Right.
And then my sobriety.
Yeah.
Like the fact, I'll take this moment to say, I am not evangelical about my sobriety. I honestly don't care if anybody else gets sober.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a shitty way. I hope that if you need to be sober, that you become sober and you work on that and you find that, I would hope and wish and pray that for you.
Well, I think we both know that evangelizing sobriety has no effect on people.
It has no effect.
Right.
Well, it actually has the effect that
the opposite effect. Yeah.
I'm sober.
Yeah.
And if you evangelize sobriety to me, I don't even want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happened because of this opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
The worst thing about this opioid epidemic is the fucking recovery rap. I don't want to hear somebody rapping about being sober, right? Like, that's fucking boring, right?
Oh, you mean like making actual rap music? Like, oh, wow.
Yeah, you've never heard this? Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
I'm proud to have not heard
I'm sending you some later. It's just...
I'm mad at you already.
You're just like, like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Like, but that said, like, I would help any human I could if they were like, look, if you need to get sober and you know me and you're afraid to fucking do the thing, give me a call.
Yeah.
And I've been that guy for probably well over 50 people at this point in my sobriety. People that needed to get sober and they gave me a call and happened to some level.
Yeah.
Or didn't. And, but yeah, my sobriety would be the other one.
Cool. Right on. So number 5, what frustrates you more than anything else?
People. People frustrate the shit out of me. People.
Could you be more specific?
Yeah, I'm trying to put a really nice. I am frustrated with the amount of people who choose to continue to polarize themselves around issues that will never have polarity. It will never be this or that. It can never be that clean. And they think that they're doing something revolutionary by polarizing themselves when really all they're doing is continuing to ruin and muddy the fucking point in any hope of fixing it.
Yeah.
And that is a constant level of frustration that I carry. I deal with it, and because of different things, just interpersonal relationships, people I know. And once I started doing content, and once we started doing this, just the amount of people who choose to remain obtuse, willful fucking ignorance, when if you could just a little bit try to see somebody else's side, just a little bit, maybe people would stop trying to crash the fucking car into a wall to piss you off.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's a very simple math problem.
Yeah, I think people don't really understand what happens inside the other person's brain when you throw that kind of polarity at them. Like that it just repels them and entrenches them in their own fucking whatever they've just said last.
100%. This whole entire, like, you and I have covered this, and I think,
Yeah.
you know, ad nauseum in just our conversations.
Right.
But, like, straight up, like, there ain't about five things that are truly horrible in this world. And if you need me to fucking spell that out,
Right.
For your fucking convenience, that's gross, right? But like,
Right.
just to be clear, right? We're talking about people. It's gross, but like, let's go ahead and be clear about what we're talking about here. Like people who harm children, people who harm women, people who harm elderly people, racist people who judge people based on the color of their skin and not the content of their character, bigoted people of any real ilk. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
phobes of any kind. Like beyond that, everything else on this fucking planet is a spectrum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? There is very little black and white. Everything is gray or prismic.
Yeah.
And if it's
Prismic.
it's funny how
like that.
how people can see that when it comes to their own fucking causes,
Yeah.
but are unwilling to see that when it comes to just humanity as a fucking whole, and it's gross.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's my take on that.
No, I feel as strongly as you do about it. Yeah. Number 6.
6.
What do you love more than anything in the world besides Amber? Duh.
Well, that's a fucking trick question. Like, Amber's pretty lovable.
Yeah, you hit the jackpot, that one.
I did. I think that if it's not going to be a softball question, we'll excuse the family from this too. Because I love them.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
More than anything. I love music.
Huh? Yeah.
I love music.
Mm-hmm.
I love certain fragrances and smells. I love anything that can transport me to where I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it fiercely. I love music fiercely.
Yeah.
I love good literature fiercely. I love, anything that is whimsical and transportive and all those things. But those things also tend to be ephemeral. They disappear quickly.
Yeah.
But I love them.
Yeah.
And I think we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like a super nostalgic fucking hit. And sometimes...
Well, like you can walk into a room in a bad mood and hear a song and walk out in a great mood. And the transformation happens like that.
1,000%. And there's music from my youth. Funnily enough, like the Killers album, their first album, if I hear any song off that, the nostalgia from it is overwhelming and oppressive and painful and joyful and lost. And just like, I just feel like it's just such a heady fucking feeling. Like, what the fuck, right? Like it's like a starburst in your brain, right? Like you're just like, of feelings that you felt like only a 20-something can feel.
Yeah.
There's a way that only a 20-something can feel.
Yeah, totally. An intensity level.
Intensity, for sure.
That's pretty awesome. And what legacy do you want to leave?
Besides the wanting to be remembered as a good dad, so I was a shitty person, and I caused a lot of harm. Mm-hmm. And I was really manipulative, and a fucking completely dishonest person, and a con man, and took advantage of a lot of people who cared about me.
Well, first of all, I don't think that makes you a shitty person. I think you chose some coping mechanisms
100%
at an age so young that you didn't have a lot of options.
Right, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And I would agree with you, and I would say this, and I think you know what I'm gonna say. It's a both and thing.
Yeah.
It's that and that.
Yeah.
and some other shit. It's everything right? Like,
Well, the cutest animal in the world will bite you to survive.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so I made these choices, and I did a lot of harm. And I've had the good fortune of coming back, getting my legs under me, and understanding that it's not all about me. Because I think I think you know what I mean by that. Like, some people get their legs under them, but it never stops being all about them. I know people who have worked on themselves for years, and it's just about them. Everything's through the lens of them.
Right.
And I've been very fortunate to make amends to most of those people. Some of those people have died, and I didn't get a chance to really make a real amends. Some of those people aren't interested. But for the most part, I've gone back and I've cleaned it all up. And ultimately, what I want my legacy to be is the opposite of that.
Right. Yeah.
I want to leave the world better than I found it. And this thing we're doing, initially when I started, this started as a book, right? Like not that we weren't friends, not that we weren't doing tattooing stuff,
Right.
but the book kind of spurred this thing into existence, right? And for me, it was about having a 7-year-old boy. Who's he going to know his dad? Like, if something happened to me tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
What is he going to know of me?
Right.
And I think that I came into this wanting one thing, like doing these podcasts and doing the content and doing the book, and knowing that I wanted to leave a legacy, but like not wanting to have to be the content creator guy, right? But I think ultimately, if I can do well, leave the world better, fix some fucking shit, and then leave an indelible map for my child, whether he needs it or not, whether I'll be there or not, he might still need it. Ultimately, I think that's what I want my legacy to be.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my 7 questions.
7 questions. So 7 questions with Damon. Dun, dun, dun. My Damon questions. Hold on one second.
Holding.
Damon. So.
It's been my name for most of my life.
Yeah. So, like, here's the thing. We got Damon Conklin, my co-host, my cohort, my comrade, my good fucking pal.
Yeah.
The Bob to my Bill. He's also a tattoo artist. I'll give you a little bit of context about this guy. This guy's a tattoo artist. He owns Super Genius Tattoo and is an amazing, world-renowned tattoo artist and illustrator. I also have the good fortune of you being my partner in crime on this. So, with that introduction, can you tell me who Panzon Benson is to you? And then how did Panzon Benson, if you do know Panzon Benson, help shape your formative years?
That's interesting because there is a pretty clear dividing line, So my grandfather, my mom gave me up as a baby to my grandfather. My grandfather was a black man who cooked, ate, and spoke and hung out with Mexicans, and didn't like black people. So that was kind of a weird,
like an Uncle Ruckus
thing already, right?
Yeah.
And he would just call you something, whoever you were in his life. He would just call you something in Spanish, and then that is what he'd call you. He called me Ponzon because I had a belly. And like even as a skinny little kid, I had a belly, and Ponzon means big belly. Ponzon is not a name they use in Mexico or Spain or Colombia or any of the places that speak Spanish. I've been to all of them, and I've never met a human named Ponzon. I have said Ponzon after eating a big meal and had the old lady who served it to me laugh, because they couldn't believe I knew that word.
Sure. It's a deep cut.
Yeah. That's not on the list of 20 things you learn before you go to Mexico,
Yeah.
And so there's all of that. And then Ponzon was scared. Ponzon did not know how to talk to people. I wasn't allowed. My grandfather was also Jehovah's Witness. And he was very strict.
But to be clear,
Yeah.
you were not just Ponzon in the household. You were Ponzon about town too. You were Panzon Benson.
No, Ponone Benson at school. My ID card said Ponone Benson. The first time I went to Raymond Hall, I was Ponone Benson in Raymond Hall. I literally have a criminal record under a fake name. Yeah. Which, I mean, I had to turn 50 to realize how cool that sounded.
that's pretty cool.
But so yeah, like, and when I moved from from his house into foster care, which is when I also moved from Tacoma to Puyallup, Spanaway. I got to, and I consciously did make changes, and I'm like, I was afraid to talk to people, and I wanted to change that. I was like unpopular and ridiculed at school a lot, and I wanted to get out. I needed to get out from under that. That was not working, and so I became a class clown, and I tried to get along with everybody. Maybe because I knew what it was like to be the person excluded,
Sure.
And yeah, like because of between the Jehovah's Witness thing and my grandfather being who he is, I also had no friends. I was never allowed to go play outside very often. Like you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
yeah, it was kind of like being raised in prison, and so I also like over-adjusted when I got into foster care. I wanted to do everything fun all the time. Never wanted to deal with anything, just wanted to have fun. So I'd have these occasional breakdowns. But anyway, I mean, to this day, I'm still unpacking what is dysfunctional in me that I picked up from my grandfather and my life as Panzon Benson.
How long were you with? Oh, well, little.
So I was 14.
14.
Yeah.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
Why did you end up going to foster care?
Oh, I ran away a few times in a row until it finally stuck. And one of the times, like my mom actually decided she wanted to be in my life again, and she was like, I'm gonna turn you into Raymond Hall for stealing money from your grandfather. Oh, I got kicked out of the Jehovah's Witness a couple times for stealing. I went through the whole don't talk to anybody for a year thing, got let back in. Got busted again, same thing. Got kicked right back out. Yeah. And my mom kind of blackmailed me into living with her, and that lasted for a month or two. And I was just like, we're going to go over to fucking Jim's house. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, didn't ask.
Yeah, totally.
By that point, I just wasn't having it.
No, I get it.
I'd made up my mind that trying to be good isn't working. Trying to follow rules isn't working. I'm going to be in trouble no matter what. So I might as well do whatever the fuck I want.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and so this goes nicely into the next one.
Okay.
You have what could be described as an unconventional family situation.
Fair.
Could you give us some insight into the?
Yeah, I like to refer to my family as Fractal.
Yeah.
Well, so like when I left that whole situation, I got picked up by the most amazing foster family in the world,
Which is dope.
and I just got super fucking lucky, man. And the Beesons, Jerry and Dolores Beeson, took me in, and they are my parents to this day. That's my mom and my dad.
That's amazing.
They did the job. They my mom sent me a worry about you message when I was out of town, and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine, relax,
Sure.
And but yeah, they sort of placed an anchor on me too. Like you can't resolve 14 years of like fucked upness in 3 years.
Yeah, no.
But they did a lot of work in that direction, and even from then I went on, and I always had a little bit of an anchor that I didn't have when I got to them.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh, that's a hard one because I don't have. I mean, I think I have a couple of like Conklin half brothers and sisters. Never met them. I don't honestly know for sure. I feel like I heard that somewhere.
Sure. Yeah.
Met my flesh and blood dad one time.
Yeah.
We talked for 15 minutes. I feel like we both had gotten enough out of that.
Got what you needed.
Yeah.
I can relate. That's relatable.
Yeah. And so foster, like they have two of their own like natural kids, Allison and Aaron, and they're both younger. Aaron's like the homie, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Allison's an amazing person too. It's funny. She's another sort of in some ways atypical black person. And so I relate to her a lot in those regards.
Yeah. Okay.
She's smart. She's really, really smart and really cool. And Gerald, my older brother, who's not their natural son, but I believe he's like the natural blood related uncle of my younger brother, William, who and they're both characters. They're both physically gifted people.
Sure.
My older brother Gerald was like literally one of the 3 toughest people I've ever met in my life.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so like when I would get punched by someone at school in a fight, I'd be like, I'll give you 2 more.
Yeah, that's cute. Good job.
You've got 2 hours to knock it off. But yeah. And actually Shanita also lived there. And then I had a Korean foster brother for a while named David, who I haven't seen since, but fond memories of him. He was a cool dude, really good break dancer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and George, the tall crazy one. Yeah.
Well, dude, like I see these every year. Mm-hmm. One of the things I look forward to every year is this weird.
Yeah.
Is you're going to get the Christmas tree posts.
Oh yeah.
Right? And like you see it and you're like, how many, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I know you're from a foster situation, so I was just like,
yeah, that whole like foster family has been such a blessing, man, because they're really like, I'm a pretty distant dude in a lot of ways,
sure.
and they're just the same with me all the time. They're just always a joy to be around. They're very loving. There's a lot of togetherness felt there, and that togetherness continues to this day to be medicine that I sorely need.
Well, I can appreciate that. Yeah, and as far as the distance, it's like you're just really self-contained.
Yeah.
You just like
Yeah, growing up the way I did, like I just learned to create space in my head where I could have the fun, where I could have the humor and the adventure that I wasn't able to have outside of there until much later.
We've gotten that in space.
So yeah, I know. I made up for my childhood with 40 years of childhood.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude. Like here we are, right?
Yeah.
This is your favorite.
All right,
so
I'm ready.
Here's your softball question. But I think it does need to be said. At what point did you realize art and ultimately tattooing was your path?
That's a funny one, man, because first of all, like even in art school, I didn't have any idea of becoming a tattoo artist. I didn't get tattooed till I was 26 and I was a year sober already. I met a dude at a meeting, Joel Kennedy. And and then art, like I literally didn't know that people made art for a living. I had no idea about that growing up. Art and music, I played saxophone and a handful of other instruments. Those are always just things that are like, yeah, that's a cute little hobby, but like, what do you want to do for work? And so I literally, I decided to go to art school right before giving in to just a life of homelessness, and alcoholism.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because in retrospect, I couldn't think of any real reason to get sober if life is just going to suck too bad to even fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Sure. And so I started art school and I was kind of amazed that I was even able to. I called the Art Institute at 3 a.m. and left a message. And somehow 3 weeks from the workbench of a drum shop that I was staying in. So shout out to Chris Corzin for
letting you stay.
Man, I don't know if a human being is capable of understanding an impact as big as he had in my life by allowing me that,
That's dope, dude.
So I went to art school and it was just literally one step in front of the other. I didn't believe in myself any more than it took to take the next step. And literally, I took one step in front of the other until one day I had a job at a video game company, and then a couple years after that, I had a job at a tattoo shop where Aaron Bell took a chance on me, and again, man, it's hard to when I replay the events that led into that.
Sure.
It's hard, it's like I feel like Doctor Strange in that like Endgame movie where he's like 1 out of 193 billion.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
I'm like, that was the one
You just
alternate reality that I happened to land in the right place and the right person was there.
That's dope. It's really funny to me when I hear people like, and this really saturated the zeitgeist of our culture for a couple of years, and it started. You could tell it started to recede a little bit, but there was this really like, I'm fucking self-made. I've done it all, but I'm like, motherfuck, dude. Every person that helped me, every person that didn't help me, everything has helped shape who I am.
Yeah.
It's
funny, man. There was a guy, I think his name was Rafe, that was the first person I met that was in a circle that I could relate to who had been to art school. And I kind of, and in my mind, it kind of made sense that if he could do it, I could do it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Like, this guy's another fucking long-haired rocker. Like,
totally. We're both losers. We can figure if he can figure it out. Like, let's be real. Like, there's so much stuff that I've done off the merit of, like, I know that I'm smarter than that guy. I'm not saying you're saying that about Rafe.
Right at all. Yeah. Because honestly, he's probably smarter than me.
But you know what I mean?
But we were both two dudes at a party in Span away.
Right. But even when I'm like, I know I'm smarter than that guy, I'm not saying I'm incredibly intelligent by any means. I'm just saying, I know if he could pull it off.
Yeah. I mean, if someone I can see right across from me, Yeah.
Totally.
I always kind of thought college was for people who grew up with these particular families.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
Like I would just.
It just seemed like a bridge too far.
Yeah,
like, it
absolutely.
just seemed like not of my like.
Yeah,
I'm just not, I don't get to do that.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get the money to do it. They're not. I don't even know where to start to get a fucking loan.
Yeah. If I walk into a room there, they're going to be like, "You don't belong."
Yeah, totally.
Bye.
You want me to start a criminal enterprise? Cool. I got that. Right. Like, you want to see some cool shit happen?
Yeah.
Cool. As long as I don't have to fill out forms.
Right. If I walk into a college, someone's handing me a broom.
Yeah. Exactly. Totally. What are the 3 things you hold most sacred?
3 things I hold most sacred. My sobriety, for sure.
I think that has to be.
Yeah. Really, because everything else falls apart without that.
Sure.
And I tested that. My friendships.
You got some good ones.
I got really good friends, man.
You do.
And I've just been blessed in this crazy life to know so many really genuinely interesting, hilarious, fun, accomplished, and just so many interesting. I'm blessed. I have really amazing friends. Some
characters.
Some characters, man. Like Quentin Tarantino and David Lynch couldn't fucking figure these people out.
You're fucking Elmore Leonard. Wrote this.
Yeah. Does apple pie count?
Sure. I wouldn't see why I didn't. You do love it. You do love
humor. Honestly, humor. Because I really intensely believe in the healing power of humor.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I think it's important.
Yeah, I think that I've realized I know that I feel safe when I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I know that I appreciate, if I can laugh with you, then I appreciate you on a level that I don't appreciate most people.
And I honestly also believe that there's angles on issues I can't see until I've laughed about them.
100, dude. Dude, yeah.
Like, so I've really, in order to have a full comprehensive picture of something, I need to have also laughed about it. I need to have cried about it. I need to have been angry about it.
Taking
I
it too
need to have
seriously.
been ponderous about it, but I also need to have laughed about it.
Totally.
Then I can see it all. Yeah.
That's a clip. Okay, so we're closing in on number 5.
All right.
Outside of tattooing, what do you hope to leave as a legacy?
Outside of tattooing?
Yeah.
No, man, my thing has always been, and maybe it's just because I'm mixed, so like sometimes I've felt like I wasn't black enough, and sometimes I felt like I wasn't white enough, or I was too white, or I was too black for any number of different situations or groups of people.
Sure.
So in the middle of all that, I've always felt like it is my genetic duty to bring people together. To bring people together who don't want to come together. To show people things in each other that they can't see because of their own prejudices. I've really always believed prejudice to be kind of a natural human thing.
I think so too.
It's categorization.
Yeah, totally.
People just want to be able to say all of this is good and all of that is bad. Now I don't have to think about that anymore.
100%.
And I'm the guy who wants to stand in the middle and be like,
You should think about
this.
that.
Yeah.
I think you need to think about that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was talking about that this morning with my mom. Mm-hmm. So for that as your legacy, you think you're here to start making people like pointing at those things?
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think that we need to look at the ugly shit. I think that so many people, if I may, are afraid of hearing things that they don't agree with. And
Well, we need to look for the beautiful shit. Like
Brother.
ugly shit is going to happen, but that person that I think is ugly over there
Sure.
loves his children.
sure.
You know,
Sure.
that person over there might cook the most amazing cornbread you've ever had.
Sure.
You know, and they have a perspective on things that I don't have access to.
Sure.
Until I can cross that bridge.
Sure.
And even ask them a few questions because I'm hyper focused on the fact that we disagree about this. You know.
No, dude, totally. Yeah, like I watch horror movies
Yeah.
sometimes,
I do not.
but
Because
I do.
they scare me.
But do you know? But do you know what I'm not going to do?
What are you not
I'm
gonna
not going to take a knife and go start stabbing my neighbors.
do? Thank you for that.
I can watch
Right.
something
Yeah.
and not assume that as my whole fucking personality. I have
Right.
no fear of something swaying my moral compass
Mm-hmm.
unless I'm not standing in my moral compass. Unless I am unsure of what the fuck my morality is, I'm not afraid of what you going to try to convince me.
Well, and I was going to say, you know, that is the benefit of actually knowing what your moral compass is. And I wonder how many people have really inventoried what their moral compass is and then looked across their life to see what aligns with it and what doesn't. Because when you understand your moral compass, your priorities, when you've got a list of the 3 things that matter the most to you, the rest of your decisions become really easy.
100%.
Because either they help one of those 3 things or they don't.
Yeah, and it's
And then
either
if you're
you're in alignment
Yeah.
with your values or you're not in alignment. It's that it really is.
And
that
if you want to make decisions that don't align with those, then your priorities aren't what you think they are.
100%. Or if somebody else, what they're saying,
Yeah.
what they're bringing to the table, the case that they're making, if it's swaying you from those, you should probably see where you're rooted.
Yeah.
Because you're not rooted where you think you're rooted.
No.
Right? Like, and that doesn't
Yeah.
mean be intolerant of other messages or unteachable or unwilling to learn. That means just because you hear something, it's not going to harm you.
Well, and I feel like when we end up in that situation where we don't know what our priorities are and we make decisions that go against them all the time, we end up putting the blame on other people because we won't
Yeah.
do the work to figure out what it is we're
To align
about.
ourselves.
So obviously the
totally.
problem is you. And that's just not solving
Because
anything.
you make me feel a certain way.
Yeah, and I can't control you.
Your thoughts are making me thought.
I'm destined to be bummed, pissed.
Yeah, totally. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy? It's
yeah.
a fucking crazy world, man. Okay. What is something you're pretending to not know about yourself right now?
That's funny. That's a hard one to like pretending not to know.
Or act, you know what I mean, though, right?
But I know that generally speaking, I don't believe that I will live long enough to figure out or fix the things in me that block me from having a romantic, loving life partner relationship.
Ugh.
And I think I would have to live to be like 200 or 300 years old to do.
Is that something that you want?
I can't even answer that question anymore. You know, I really I'm sure yes on some level or another, but I believe that you only want the things like if I want to be a millionaire, but I sit on the couch all the time, then what I really want is to be comfortable.
Sure. Yeah, that's real.
You know,
No, that's real.
I don't actually want to be a millionaire.
Totally.
And at this point, like I'm just so used to doing whatever I want all the time, and you know, I don't know. You know, I just don't know.
That was a fucking, that was a hardball question and that was a hardball answer.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought about like, I mean, that's one of those things that I don't even like saying it out loud.
I know, and I'm,
But I'm kind of committed to be vulnerable. And if that is ever going to get solved, it's going to be through being vulnerable.
well, and that's the thing. Like, please no patronizing or condescending coming from me whatsoever. Like, I'm wowed. Well, I'm proud of you that you would say that. Not because I don't think you're capable of saying those types of things, but I know what it feels like to be in that moment where you have to say something and be vulnerable, and you do it, and it's something that people, when they see it, should just be like, that was fucking impressive.
Well, it's funny. I was watching this podcast about some like criminal dude who has changed his life, and he noticed as a young kid that he wasn't afraid of like fights and danger and crime and stuff like that, like other kids were. But he got to this place in life where he was like sitting in the hole and he was working on like reading a math book or something like that. And he was like terrified. And he's like, so I'm not afraid to fight the most dangerous people in the world, but I'm afraid of a math problem, He's like, and it's, like, I mean, I grew up in this horrible, crazy, whatever, but, and I'm afraid to like say what I'm thinking. That's weird, right?
Well,
I mean, it's true.
If feelings are attached to it because I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed, I have fear what you're going to think of me. That's why I do it. That's why I've realized.
And those are all real feelings, but I can also, before deciding to take action to grow out of those, I can console myself by just saying, man, you survived all that stupid stuff. 100%. You can say this and you'll be okay.
If nothing else, if honestly, pretty much every time you're going to be better for it.
And by this point, we have experience with that,
For sure. Yeah, totally. Okay, well, fuck, I got one last one for you. What's a take you have right now that would piss off both sides of the internet?
Well, this is funny because this is a take I've kind of had my whole life.
Okay.
And almost no one agrees with me about this, and which I think is kind of whatever. But I have never voted, and I never. I mean, I hate to say I never will, so I won't. I won't say I never will. Socrates, I had to was it Aristotle or no? Socrates played
Socrates.
Aristotle. Socrates, he said that the inevitable conclusion, the inevitable landing place of democracy is in tyranny. Voting becomes a popularity contest and all that kind of stuff, and candidates are going to say whatever it is that's going to make them popular enough to get the vote. They're going to say it however they need to get the vote, whether it's nice or picking a fight or whatever it is. And I'm just like, I believe that I have more value as an outsider's opinion than I think my opinion as an outsider is more valuable than my vote.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't deny that being one in a million or one in a billion or one in 100,000.
I'm rocking with you.
That's the amount of power my vote has. But I think my opinion as someone who's observing it all from the outside is more valuable than that.
And probably a lot more needed.
I mean,
especially now, like without even getting into the craziness of the modern political landscape.
Yeah, I mean, do we really want no one to have that outside opinion? Do we really, I mean, and if we don't, then do we need it even that much more?
And so it's well, there's two layers to this.
Yeah.
Right. There's the outsider from the voting scheme, and outsider from the party scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, because that's the other thing, man, is like we argue over these little details, but we ignore the fact that many people on that other party want some of the same things we do. And
like a lot of the time,
and big problems get hidden behind hot topics in bills, in laws.
1,000%.
In voting campaign.
Yeah.
So I just like to be the nonpartisan outsider that
what is a conscientious objector?
And really that fits right into one of my priorities and the legacy that I want to leave, which is I want to bring people together. and you know, and
That's fucking
and I don't think
crazy.
I can do that from one side or the other. I think I have to be.
No, I don't. I think I think that everybody knows that political scheme is eroding, right? Like at best, we need ranked choice voting at this point. But I won't get into this. Doesn't have to be political,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if we're gonna, I mean, first of all, that is the great experiment that is this country.
Yeah. Which, for what it's worth, I wholeheartely believe in.
So do
like
I.
my abstention from voting isn't an abstention from being American. It's just choosing a different job.
Which is a fucking, again,
Yeah.
right? Like one of those things. But like, I also believe in America.
Yeah.
I believe in, and it's not a fucking popular opinion these days, right? Like
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I believe in this country. It's who I am. Like it's how I was brought up.
Well, I've been to 45 other countries, and I don't see this kind of a melting pot happening almost anywhere else.
Well, and that's the thing that fucking bothers me the most is the fact that is like we are in the most beautiful experiment that has ever happened in the history of the world.
Yeah. It's messy, but it's awesome.
It's messy. It's going to be fucking messy, right? Like we have every culture that you can have in the same place.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking headache sometimes.
There's a plenty to work on.
But it's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, if you want to roll your sleeves up and work, man, we got work for you to do.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's plenty of shit you can do. And it's not going to get done by rallying behind your chosen political party like
And
a
throwing
sports
pot
team.
shots at people you grew up with.
Fucking miss me with all that bullshit.
At your parents.
Right.
At your children, you know.
Someone who I respect very highly and who is very, very far out on the left recently said to me, everybody's a secret centrist.
Yeah.
And I think that there's some validity to that. I think that like everybody wants, not everybody, but I would say the majority of people, we want everybody else to succeed.
People want to get along.
Dude.
People want to get along.
I want people to raise their children not in fear of feeding their children, not in fear of infant death rates.
Yeah.
Like, or I want people to not raise kids because they don't want fucking kids.
Yeah.
And whatever the fuck it is to have a full and joyful life, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. God damn it, Damon. What a fucking thinker of an answer.
Yeah.
First of all.
That, you know, it's funny, of all of those questions, that was the one that I was most glad that, I also got the questions last night. I studied for this. Which, by the way, is a thing. If Como News wants to interview you, ask them for the questions.
Yeah, just do that, right? That way you're not like sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, you guys don't want to hear us fucking bumblefuck through this, right? Like,
I mean, that could be entertaining too.
Yeah, on a different level.
But that was the one that I'm really glad I had some time to think about, you know.
Well, fuck, dude. I mean, that's it, guys. Well, thanks for the episode or episodes. We'll decide as we go. Stay tuned. See you next week.
Yeah. Woohoo!